Hey, Joel McDonald here, and I just wanted to say thanks again for being a VIP. Hopefully you already watched the first video of how to make the most of your membership, which shows you how to navigate around the site, how to find trips during certain times, trips to certain places, etc. So I won't waste your time with that. Instead, what I want to do is show you three things that are a little bit different with the daily emails you're going to start getting, and we'll start with just looking at a sample email. So for example, this morning I got an email as a VIP with a lot of trips, and we'll skip that for now. The first thing I want to do is make sure you can know that you can customize your daily updates. So for example, if you're a busy professional and you really only you don't have much vacation time and you can only take weekends and holidays, we have a setting that you can just change, and all you have to do is click this link under Busy Professional, and from then on I will only send you updates that you can most likely take advantage of, and that'll just be trips that revolve around weekends and holidays. If you've got students in your family, or if you're a teacher, you can just click on this link and I will only send you trips that are during weekends or holidays when school is out, but also when common breaks happen, like Thanksgiving or winter break or fall break or summer. Anytime in the summer, all of those represent trips that I would send you. So you don't have to filter through tons and tons of deals on a day like yesterday when I found a ton of stuff. You can just filter that for whatever you're looking for. So I've got several different categories that you can customize your search, or you can just keep getting all of the deals that I find, which is the default setting. And if that's the case, you don't have to change a thing. But that's the first thing that is a very powerful feature that I've made available for you as a VIP. Also, let's just come back to this column here. These are all categories that are for your convenience. You can also find these through the website, but anytime you're looking, if you decide that you're going to look for a trip over Thanksgiving, those are available to you right here with just a click of the mouse. And everything that you find by clicking this link will be a trip that is on or around Thanksgiving. We do add or subtract a couple days just to maximize the number of trips we can find. But any of these links will take you straight to all of the appropriate deals we find. And then, of course, the biggest difference is that every single one of these posts are, unlike the free emails that you were getting, you can go straight to the details. You can find out the specific dates, how flexible those dates are, and so on. So let's just click on something, and we can talk about that as an example. So I just clicked on one of the. Actually, I didn't click on one of the deals. I clicked on international trips, but it's all the same. So the second thing that is important about your VIP membership that I want to make sure you know is that just getting the details. So let's talk about that really quick. So let's just choose one of these. Let's say Puerto Vallarta. 7 nights for $342. Sounds good. Let's dig a little deeper. So the biggest thing that you'll notice is that there are a lot more details available to you that you can just click through and check out. So $342 is the package price. That includes a flight and a basic hotel. $261 is the actual round trip flight. So let's talk about that first. So if the flight looks good, the first thing you want to do is just get an idea of whether there is any flexibility to this flight price or not. Okay, so that finally took it took a little bit to load up, but it finally loaded, and I unpaused the video so you didn't have to wait with me. But as we can see, that price is still available. It's somewhat flexibility. There's two other days that you can get that exact price. But everything here in green represents something that's pretty darn close to that price, which means this on a scale of 1 to 5, I would give it about a 3, maybe even a 4, in that you can play around with these dates, and there are a lot of alternate dates where you can still find a very close price to that airfare. And that's good to know because all package prices revolve around airfare prices. So any of these other dates, you will probably find a very similar package price to what I published. If you venture out into these other areas, like leaving Wednesday, returning Monday, that's an expensive time to go. Leaving Wednesday, returning Sunday, expensive time to go. But anything in this little window represents a date that you could adjust the dates I suggested and still get a similar price. So that's one of several resources available to you on the details page. Let's go back and look at a couple others. I won't waste your time with package prices. Same idea here. This package is for these specific dates. But as I showed you on airfare, if these dates don't work, you can get a very quick idea looking at the airfare if that can be adjusted. And then you can click through on this link and either book those exact dates or adjust the dates knowing some other dates that would work for you. If you're pickier and want nicer hotels or resorts, click on this link. I don't research these prices, but it's usually somewhat correlated. The nicer a hotel you have, the more expense you can add. And it can be anywhere from 5% more expensive for nicer hotels to 25 or 35%. But I've just made that available to you. Well, let's go ahead and click through. And look at that. Wait for that to load up. And there we go. This is actually a very pleasant surprise. For a minimum, we're sorted for minimum of 4 and 5 stars, and it's only about $40 more, $30 more. The published price for a basic hotel was $342, and this is $379 for a much nicer 4 out of 5 stars, 8 average rating, 400 reviews. That looks pretty good. So that's an example of just finding bigger, nicer hotels. And then all of these other things I've covered in the other video, so I won't waste a ton of your time with it. But I think the only other thing I will just make sure to reiterate, other than you can check other lodging options that would not be a package, but you can also just research Airbnb, hostels, etc. And then the only thing I'll leave you with is that you can always click here to just see screenshots of the fares I found. The reason I include that is sometimes these fares are so good that they disappear very soon after I post them. So I put them here just so you're not ever concerned about any bait and switch or anything like that. So for example, when I found this, I found the most basic hotel was a 3-star, not the best ratings, but hey, if you want to travel on a budget, you can get there and stay there for 7 nights at this place for $342, or for an extra $2, stay at what looks to be a much nicer place. And that's included with every deal I post, so you can always go back and say, hey, how did Joel find that fare? And here, this is where I show that. Okay, and the third thing I wanted to share is actually booking trips. I still sometimes get questions about how to do this, so let's just go ahead and walk through how you can do that. There are actually a couple ways you can do this as a VIP. And the first is right here. I do not include this phone number for the general public. My travel agent would be overwhelmed with way too many calls. But as a VIP, you can always just pick up the phone and call. She gets these updates every day. Shannon is very familiar with the trips, and you can pick up the phone and call my recommended travel agent and just have her help you book a flight. The other option is straight through the the links that we provide. So let's say that these dates work for you. November 30th to December 7th. That sounds good. You've narrowed down to a hotel you want. Let's just say you don't want this one, but yeah, this one looks good. All you got to do, I recommend using the drop down. You can see that it's consistent across the board. Pick your favorite one, whether it's Orbitz, Expedia, whatever. I use Expedia. And click through to that. Make sure you're happy with all of the flight options. Make sure you've got your settings set correctly on the number of passengers. In this case, it is 2 guests. And book it. That's it. That's all you have to do. So I hope that helps. If you have any questions at all, you can always just reply to any of the emails I send. And thanks again for being a VIP.